Hello, everyone, and welcome to One Arm Wednesday. Today, we are going to look at two areas of focus within the one arm pull up: the beginning initiation of the pull and the lockout phase. These are the two sticking points people will usually ask about, so I'll give you my tips and tricks to help you master them. Let's get into it. First off, if you do enjoy the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm growing this channel, and doing both of those things will greatly help me going forward. So, thank you in advance. First, let's talk about the initiation of the one arm pull up, because if you can't initiate a one arm pull up, then you shouldn't really have to care about the locking out part yet, right? So, the initiation of the one arm pull up is a bit of a mix of needing strong grip strength, scapular strength, and explosive power. So, let's dive into each of those. First, you need to be able to hang from a bar comfortably before you attempt to actually pull yourself up. So, to solve this, I highly recommend doing some dead hangs. You can do this in the middle to late portion of a workout or even potentially on different days. But you want to be able to have a strong, firm grip on the bar. 20 to 40-second holds is usually a good sweet spot for me. And by doing this, you'll be able to then be confident when you're going and doing your one arm pull up attempts that you're not going to slip and fall and crash your head and embarrass yourself in front of everyone at the gym. Next, you need to make sure that you have really good scapular strength, especially when you're just using one arm. So, the next evolution here is you take your dead hang and you go from being in a dead hang to being in a passive dead hang, where you are pushing your shoulder blades down and getting your back energized. You can easily just take those dead hangs that you're doing and do some shrugs, try to get up, shrug and hold, let yourself down, shrug, let yourself down. By doing this, you'll build up repetitions and make sure you have a solid base before you actually initiate the pull up. Last, and probably the one that is least known, at least to the people that I've talked to in person about the one arm pull up, is that you need to be explosive at the starting part of the movement. And the main reason for this is I always like to have additional strength at the end phase. And to do so, being efficient and being explosive in the first part is going to save you that energy to get you towards the locking out phase. So for me, I'm more of an explosive athlete, so it came more naturally. But training things like high pull ups or muscle ups or doing weighted pull ups that you try to become more explosive with really helps in getting through that first part of the one arm pull up that's very complicated for some people. So if you tie together having a strong grip, getting your scapula really dialed in, and working on being explosive in that first part of the movement, that is going to get you through, at least for me personally, any plateaus that I was having when trying to get the one arm pull up. Now, let's talk about the lockout portion. One thing that will carry over a bit from the previous section is being explosive. A lot of people struggle once they're getting into their lockout phase is being a bit too low. They then have to use a lot of arm strength to drive themselves upwards. But if you're explosive in the bottom part of the movement and get higher than you normally would, then the effort that you would need to use with your arm strength is significantly less. So by doing the explosive part, it might, in theory, make the lockout phase significantly easier. You can also work on getting stronger arms in general. Now, while you could do something like bicep curls, maybe at the end of the workout, one of the biggest ones I'd recommend is from the previous video, which is doing your assisted one arm pull ups. If you think about the strength curve in an assisted one arm pull up, you get a lot of assistance at the beginning of the movement. So you're not really improving the initiation of the pull, but you're getting only a slight amount of resistance help when you're going to the top of the movement. So by doing higher volume of your assisted one arm pull ups, you're actually going to get a lot of increased strength demands on your pull ups. And especially when you're rotating, going from more of a pull up grip into a hammer grip, this is going to help significantly. You can also do things like doing weighted pull ups or even a 1.5 type pull ups, where you go to the top, lower yourself down halfway only, and go back to the top just to get more bicep activation and practice can be a pretty decent key. And don't forget your chin ups. Doing actual bicep work via chin up could also be beneficial at the end of your workout. With all this told, make sure that you keep focusing on your grip, working on your progressions, and being patient, because honestly, it takes a lot of time to get good at this. And if you have other priorities, you need to make sure that you lessen those if you want to make progress towards a one arm pull up. It definitely has a lot of demand that you need to have to get this movement done. So don't get too frustrated. Keep working with it. And hopefully, some of these tips here were able to help you out. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you did get any value out of this, please like the video and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below. What other things would you like to understand about the one arm pull up? And what can I assist with in next week's video? Have a good one, everyone. Keep grinding that one arm pull up, baby.